Hello and welcome to the space. So, today I wanted to talk about staying positive. Um, Last week, one of my colleagues gave me feedback and said, I talk about superpowers a lot. And she said that I think your superpower is your energy. And I wrote it down, and um, nobody had ever said that to me. So, I really thought it through and I kind of reflected on it. And I realized that a lot of people ask me or tell me like, I like your energy, I feel great after talking to you, I feel good after having a conversation with you. So I was like, okay, my superpower is my energy. So where does it come from? How is it and so I thought, I will talk a bit about that today. um you know the first, so I'll talk about five key things that I do that helps me. Obviously, I'm not always having a great day, so it's not like I have a great day all the time. Every day is a great day for me. Those who are close to me know that there are days where I just it's hard, it's tough to remain positive and to have that energy. And so I'm by no means saying that I have great days every day. That does not happen. The first thing, like the things that I do to help me keep my energy positive is, to reframe, especially if I feel like I'm having a bad day or I'm having a bad experience, right? My worst experience is probably somebody's, best experience that they are really hoping to get, right? So, reframing the experience that I'm having, if it's a negative experience, like, you know, um, dissecting that experience and thinking, is this that bad? Like, it may not be. Do I have control over it? Can I change it? Can I do something different about it? Really just reframing, that. I feel like, we have a choice over how we feel, whether we're going to have a bad day or a good day. And, when we're in the moment, we don't have the power, to control what moments we get into, but we have the power to control how we're going to react to it. And so I reframe it. And I love what Brene Brown talks about. I think I was talking about this with somebody this week about, the story that we're telling ourselves, right? So, I just reframe, the experiences that I don't like into positive experiences, or just really look at it differently. Um, and then the second thing is that I choose positive. I in my mind I feel like negative energy is just so draining. And so I'm always asking myself, how can I spin this off and make it into something positive? How can I change this a little bit? How can I view this in a positive way? So I would say something like, well, at least this, people who on my team know, I say like, nobody died. That's like the worst, like losing somebody, and you didn't lose anybody. And so it's work. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with a solution. We'll work on it. And so I choose positive. I want to continue to choose positive as much as I can. The third thing that I do to keep my energy high and my spirits high and stay positive is that I do things that will fill my cup. I've had so much feedback from all of you who watch the YouTube videos that I make. Feedback from my friends, family, people around me, that sometimes you'll be doing something that is really simple, and in your mind you're like, that's simple, not a big deal, but it's a big deal to somebody. And so I know that helping other people, brings me joy. Spending time with my family, doing things that fill my cup. If I absolutely realize I do not have any power over the situation that is happening, I will leave that situation and go find something to do that fills my cup. With my kids, travel, spend time with my loved ones, do something that just makes me happy, brings me joy. So that's a third thing. The fourth one might be a surprise, but prioritizing. I have another video where I talked about like aggressive prioritization. Like when you're having a bad day, sometimes you just have to sit down and look at your to do list, or look at what you actually have to do, and think about what is the most important thing on this list that will make a difference, and focus on that. Just pick that, and it just brings energy, because in your mind you're like, this thing that I'm doing is going to make a difference, it's important, and then you leave for a bit the work or whatever that is stressing you, and you focus on what is important, what really is important to you, whether personally or in your work. And that definitely works for me. I would prioritize the most important thing, and I would focus on that. And then, lastly, staying grateful. I if I'm really looking for a boost in feeling grateful, I always will think back to experiences that I have had, in the past, and then I will look at myself today and the experiences I'm having today, and I will compare the two, and that always, picks me up. I'm always like, yeah, I have come a long way, and that is awesome. So that always, gives me that picker upper that I need, like, looking at the past, like how you've grown, how you even selected the courses you wanted to study, how you met your spouse, your kids, the process you went through, you know, um, to have your kids, your siblings. It's like you think about all those things, like my parents, everybody is well. I think about those things, and then I think about, in my current state, how things are, and the difference always, is great for me. And lastly, the bonus I would add is like going back to your source. What is your source? Where do you get that energy from? For me, I'm Christian, and so praying and being in the company of people who believe that there's a bigger purpose, and there's a higher calling on their lives, and that there is, you know, that they believe in more than themselves. It brings me joy, and so I would either listen to gospel music, Christian music, go to church, or spend time with people who have the similar beliefs as me, who do not, judge me for not being perfect, and just really focusing on that. And so I hope that these help you, whether you're having a bad day or you're having an amazing day. I hope that you can use some of these tips to, up your energy. Thank you for joining this space, and talk to you again soon.